Эх, привет на своем канале, меня зовут Марго, и мы с вами проходим игру The Console. Окей. Ага, сохранение, начать новую игру. Окей, погнали. Франция, Париж. 10 декабря 1792 год.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
О, ладно, доверимся маме.
Please.
Окей,
Be my guest, Mother.
доверчивый. Опа. Чего она очень похожа на МакГонагал?
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No, even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to von Borchert.
Спустя месяц, 20 января 1793 год. остров лорда Мортимера, недалеко от берегов Англии. Кстати, это студия та же, что и делала Зов Ктулху. Я просто посмотрела по заставке.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up Bob Burchard's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditch me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Встреча с лордом,
Lord
да.
Mortimer asked me to join him. We have some business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here like a fish in water.
Капец, у нее, конечно,
What
грудь.
do you believe? That
Из-за
we are all
корсета.
here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Опа, фига себе. Какой-то приступ паники какой-то.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
Что?
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No! You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Фига ему у него там. Приступ.
Phew.
Вы.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly.
Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Ага, поднимитесь в особняк. Да погодите вы тут. Как с моим лицом? Как ни в чем не бывало. Красивенько, да? Меня немножко пугают лица персонажей. Хотя... Короче, да. Как-то мне не по себе от прорисовки чуть-чуть. Но героини чую крутые. Так, а что у нас вообще есть, кстати? Нет. А у нас, типа, вообще никакого меню нету? Типа, вообще? Вообще ничего. Так, ничего не видели, короче. Сегодня что-то дома холодно, поэтому укуталась еще больше. Плюс почему-то... Ладно, потом.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
О, чего, ну-ка, оккультист, детектив, дипломат. Ёпарасоте. Ладно, давайте считать. Дипломат – душа любой компании. Он очень красноречив, тактичен и убедителен в разговорах с собеседниками. Отлично разбирается в политике. Дипломатка. Так, оккультист. Мастер обмана. Он посвятил свою жизнь науке и искусству. Готов идти по головам, не испытывая угрызений совести. Манипулирование, оккультизм, эрудиция, наука, хитрость. Политика, этикет, языкознание, убеждение, уклонение. Детектив. Эксперт в расследованиях. Он замечает малейшие детали в окружающей обстановке и поведении собеседников. На пути к цели действует решительно и прямолинейно. Допрос, бдительность, психология, ловкость, логика. Мне, конечно, прельщает и оккультизм, типа, блин. А можно все сразу, пожалуйста? Ну, как-то прям... Так, ладно, да... Так, ну-ка посмотреть навыки. О, ну-ка, давайте посмотрим. Вернуться еще можно, кстати. Дает доступ к следующим навыкам. Это мы помним. Получит 1 очко навыка благодаря прошлым поступкам. Отвлекайте внимание собеседников, меняйте тему разговора и уходите от ответа. Подстраивайтесь под ситуацию, подкупайте собеседников лестью, прибегайте к завуалированным оскорблениям. Так. А тут чего? Крадите предметы, взламывайте замки и распознавайте подделки. Так, назад можно? Вот. Так, оккультист чего? Самый последний, может, какой-нибудь. Подстраивайтесь под ситуацию, подкупайте собеседников лестью, перебегайте. Это то же самое, в смысле. Ну, просто чуть по-другому, наверное. Так, окей. Пу-пу-ру-пу-пу. Вот когда мне дают вот какие-то вот такие выборы, это просто для меня всегда сложно. Потому что я, как говорится, хочу и то, и рыбку съесть. Так, а это... И не подавиться, как говорится. А что это? Он, получается, эксперт в расследовании и замечает детали, а тут он мастер обмана. Нет, это детектив, короче, ладно. Или это типа... Можно их использовать сразу все? Не знаю пока. Посмотрим. Так, у нас есть вот это. Так, наука, уклонение, логика. Пи-пи-ри-пи-пи-пи. У нас что? 3 очка навыков. Оккультизм. Пользуйтесь знанием мифологии, оккультизма, религиозных символов, древних языков, тайных сообществ. Так, давайте пока вот так. Ну-ка. Ну, допустим. Я не знаю, сейчас посмотрим. Последних достижений науки медицины. Эге. Так, типа, а так нельзя, наверное, да? Подождите. Внимание собеседника. Короче, да. Короче, надо что-то одно. Не хочу я быть дипломатом, буду детективом, короче. Окей, давайте прокачаем нашу логику. Вот это прокачаем. Вот они, короче, вот они, 3 штуки. Все, понятно, все, спасибо. Так, убеждать собеседника. Вот так вот. Подтвердите. Ой, я зависла, прям зависла.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Orgère, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
And I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of 2 people. But please call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Попробуйте обмануть ее. Давайте.
Please excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
О, Господи.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Well, I must say, you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No. Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William
Алёша
Pitt.
вообще просто...
Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Применяйте навыки, чтобы обнаружить скрытые детали. Выбирайте наиболее подходящий к ситуации элемент окружения. Использование возможностей не требует очков действий. Для применения необходимого навыка достаточно, чтобы он был получен. Ладно, мы поняли.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Личность. Каждый человек и человека, давайте так, с которой вы знакомитесь на острове, обладает своим характером. К одним навыкам он должен проявить устойчивость, к другим – слабость. Пользуйтесь его сильными и слабыми сторонами. Столкнувшись с устойчивостью, вы потерпите неудачу и почувствуете изнеможение, а воспользовавшись слабостью, вернете одно потраченное очко действия. Обнаружить устойчивость или слабость. Ладно.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother.
Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Звания. При выполнении определенных действий будете получать новые звания. Узнать, как разблокировать звания и какие преимущества они дают, можно на соответствующей вкладке. Так, секунду, окей. Нет, это не то. А как? В смысле? О, показать способность устойчивость. Отрицательные эффекты, восстановить очки действия. Позволяет что применить? Ладно, разберемся по ходу дела. Можем бегать?
Good
Ой.
evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richet.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Вы должны быть сын Сары. Позвольте сообщить, что мы прикладываем все усилия, чтобы найти вашу мать. Так, что
What can you
известно?
tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or
Opa.
even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Навыки, позволяющие давать особые ответы и совершать разные поступки. Чтобы применить навык, необходимы очки действия. Чем выше у вас уровень вашего навыка, тем ниже стоимость ее применения. Ладно.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of
Ну-ка,
damage?
подождите. Нет, тут ничего не
Broken
показывается.
barrels,
Странно.
mainly. We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Недоступно, недоступно. Ладно.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your master.
No, of course, but...
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
Так, секунду. Так, у нас есть... И выйти в главное меню. Настройки. Но настройки у нас тут как-то... Звук, субтитры, кстати. А
It is
где она?
indeed your handkerchief.
О! Так, что-то как-то нам неправильно подсказали. Это предметы людей по их физиогномике. Ну, это такое себе. Носовой платок Эмили. Приглашение лорда. Опа, фига себе, фига. Ты. Дерише, Сара. Арта. Навыки. Давайте посмотрим. Ага. Уклонение. 1 уровень. Так. Может, тут сюда куда-нибудь? Навык не получен. Ля-ля-ля. Звание. О, опытный дипломат. Это по ходу диалога, что ли, получается? Опытный детектив, обманщик, ловкач. Кто? Лекарь. Наблюдатель. Прямец. Эксперт. Знаток. Силач. Ну да. Мастер на все руки. Не на все. Библиофил. Обожаю эту книгу, но не Библию.
Mother, you must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here
Ой,
on this
наконец-то мы
wharf?
можем бегать, да? Я вот хочу вообще посмотреть все. Не, закрыт.
Locked. I'll never get it open
Окей,
barehanded.
поняли. Поняли, открытыми руками. Не получится. Ой, стой, стой, стой.
A wooden floorboard. It probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed. Judging by the splinters of the wood, this floorboard has been ripped up. Yet it was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this?
Господи, какие у нее волосы, это просто жесть. Так, мы здесь с вами посмотрели. Горшочек меда. Мед восстанавливает очки. Давайте.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Так, и только. А, она просто светится. О, нет.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hill. Great, honey. Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Да мы не за этим пришли-то, собственно.
Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come
На
in
всякий
handy.
случай, вдруг пригодится, да. Добрали. Угу.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Сейчас мы тут все, короче, все надыбаем, походу, да? Мед, мед. Везде мед. Стоп, стоять. А, мне показалось, да? Из-за отражения воды.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. Let's see what's hidden inside.
Смотреть письма.
Let's look.
Ого.
A letter written in an Oriental language.
Я не знаю этого языка.
Slightest idea what it says. The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me. It's about time the Order sent some envoys there. The address is 50 Bedford Square, London. It's too badly written, I can't make out the address.
Что ж такое, ты как бы, я не знаю.
Probably a Dutchman.
Блин.
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell. An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
Вдруг нам это понадобится.
This envelope is meant for the Vatican. This name sounds familiar. Pashi. No. Can't seem to place it. Let's see
Еще
what's
разок.
hidden inside. Ah. One of the letters is stamped with the seal of the Order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to? I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richet.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
Вспомнил. Политика, видите, недоступна.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me. A lantern. Nothing special.
Наверное, ничего особенного. Ладно. Вроде все почекали, да? Так. Похоже, нам туда, да? Ну-ка попробуем. Сейчас, минутку. У нас не получится сломать. Да кто знает, может получится.
Clearly, I'm not much for manual labor. Let's see if I can get it open another way.
Блин. Железный с помощью прута. Давай, попробуем.
Here we are.
Опа! Хе-хе-хе-хе-хе-хе. Пойдемте. Очень медленно ходит, кстати говоря.
This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision.
И глаза.
And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Все бы ничего, кроме лица героя. Просто это кошмар. Мед.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder. It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves. I really must find you, dear Mother, and quickly too.
осколки янтаря. Вы нашли осколок янтаря. За каждые 4 осколка вы будете получать одно дополнительное очко действия.
A fragment of amber.
Окей. Так, вот ничего нету. Ну ладно, ладно. О, господи. Так, секунду. Так. Черты. Всегда притягивали к себе внимание. Вы доверились матери. Вы стали детективом. Предметы. Ладно. А, ну это доска, мы помним. А, слушайте, а ничего нельзя с ней сделать?
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard.
Так, а
It's
перемотать
different
нельзя?
from the rest.
That does it. Let's see what's hidden inside.
There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time.
And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Манускрипты. По мере прохождения вы будете черпать знания из литературных трудов. Перед началом каждого задания вы сможете выбрать манускрипт и получить очки навыков.
Let's look inside the
Вообще
bag.
ничего не понимаю.
A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Так, рассмотреть
An iron
ключ.
key completely rusted.
Взять.
You never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it. Bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. And judging by its consistency, it's the same type of powder
Да,
that I
кстати, это
found
может быть
earlier.
порох.
This just gets better and better.
Ладно. Еда.
Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread.
Бекон.
The fruit's
Вы
still
что,
firm.
издеваетесь?
Bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. Piece of
Парфюм,
soap,
понятно.
some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean?
Вот из...
Right.
Забирай.
Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her.
Прикиньте, она заначку оставила, короче, а
So,
сынок такой, а
let's
я
go through
возьму.
this. My mother's been hiding pieces of bread between the rotten boards of the wharf in the middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed. Meanwhile, she also takes the time to send out letters, reassuring whoever might be interested that she's having a fabulous time here. So odd. So very odd. And that's not even all I've noticed.
Всё, текст завис. Все взломали,
How
все
did
посмотрели.
Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
То есть на какого-то актера похож, не заметили? Массивная такая дверь. Такие рукавчики кружевами. Не прикольный костюм. Так-то. Клёвый. Ух ты. Мощно.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can
Начало
always give it to me.
противостояние. В ходе разговора вам необходимо преодолеть несколько этапов и завоевать доверие собеседника.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Ладно.
My mother and I belong to the same secret organization, the Golden Order, which I joined a few years ago. Mother trained me, and I assist in her research. In other words, you can trust me.
My child, you are telling a perfect stranger that you and your mother work for a secret society. It would seem that discretion is not one of your specialities, my son. You will understand that it does not encourage me to put my trust in you.
Блин.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Ладно.
Listen, you have nothing to fear. I will give your letter to my mother the moment I find her.
The moment you find her? You mean Sarah has gone missing?
Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Let's not
Да
exaggerate.
ёпрсты.
I have no other information at this time. It's probably nothing.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
На последнем этапе вы должны убедить своего собеседника, набрав нужную реплику. Хорошо, попробуем. О, Господи. Поклянемся мы Господом. Блин. Что делать?
So it's not through a lack of goodwill, but I'd rather swear by something else.
Bah, I beg your pardon?
I mean, to be honest with you, and for my promise to keep all its value, I assure you, it would be better if I didn't swear before God. I shall swear upon my mother's life, if you prefer.
Are you aware of the enormity of
О,
what you
мы,
just said to
короче,
me, young man?
пройдете.
Listen, it is nothing against you, but I prefer to keep this envelope. I'll wait until I run into your mother. It isn't as urgent as that, really. So, let's join the others.
Oh, man. If I had answered differently, I'm sure I could have got my hands on that letter. Too bad.
Скрытые элементы. Многие улики и предметы в игре спрятаны. Они могут повлиять на развитие сюжета, поэтому внимательно осматривайтесь по сторонам. Ладно. Говорится, мы взрослые, ошибки. Это нормально. Тем более в какой-то непонятной игре.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God.
Опа-на, Сатурн! Обожаю эту картину. В Лесофир она была, кстати. Клево. Красота. Что это? Карта.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Так, секундочку. Так, я не выдержала и увидела, что тут рекламируют, нет, показывают еду. Я пошла поесть. Можно выйти.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Понятно. Так что, если будет склейка, короче, извиняемся. Банка якорцев. Настойка повышает эмпатию. Фига. Некоторое время вы будете видеть, почему ваш собеседник испытывает устойчивость или слабость. Пригодится, пригодится.
Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Ясно.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Блин, я очень рада, на самом деле, видеть здесь вот эту картину. Это прям крутяк. Так. Я пока к ним не иду. Я хочу посмотреть остальное.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
Великих мужей. Ладно, давай. Стырим. Так, это никак не просматривается. Здесь тоже. Колонны. Очень красивые, кстати, колонны такие. Опа, что такое, ну-ка. Коллекционная монета. А что это все разбрасываете, мелочь всякую, а? Я как бомж все подберу. Так, а что? Все? Да? Ладно, пойдемте туда. Интересно, интересно. Ой, подумайте, она типа руки греет там.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Maurras de Richer. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
О матери.
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organises a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Придумать.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
Two members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Ага. Как хорошо, что нам дают выбор в плане не по времени, да? Если мы останемся с этим Вашингтоном, то мы, да, поговорим о матери. Может, узнаем что-то интересное. В то же время с Холмом я бы тоже не прочь поговорить. Ладно, давайте с Вашингтоном останемся.
Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just
Новый
like
порядок
you, when I
остаться
arrived this morning,
с
I
ними.
found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Не надо доверять знаниям, мне кажется. Так, а что выберем? Я думаю, он все равно может темнить что-то. Что вы знаете об Мортимере? Откуда Эмили знает мою матушку? Мортимер.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very...
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truth from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards. Not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent.
Господи, какой ужас.
You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
So, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Блин, не успела. Ну ладно.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Блин, я бы хотела здесь холл осмотреть. Ну ладно.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Так, это получается что? Второй этаж. Лестница. Угу. Гостевые комнаты. Предметы. Угу. Слабость. Ага, установит 2 очка действия. Навыки. Маловато у нас, да? Журнал. Ага. Устойчивость, логика. Английская герцогиня, приближенная к королеве Англии. О происхождении Эмили мало что известно. На политической арене она оказалась после свадьбы с пожилым английским аристократом, вероятно, вступив в брак по расчету. Герцогиня действует осторожно, но выступает за свободу личности, придерживается современных взглядов и пользуется большим уважением знати. Сама Эмили была любимой посланницей королевы, потом стала личной секретаркой, премьеркой-министркой Уильяма Питта. Это назначение породило массу слухов и вызвало всеобщую зависть. Эмили, уже бывавшая на острове, с радостью приняла приглашение сэра Грегори Холма на знаменитый прием, который в очередной раз устраивал лорд. Ага, Вашингтон. Ничего не известно. Основатель и первый президент Соединенных Штатов Америки. Жизнь Вашингтона полна военных и политических успехов. Ну, я думаю, тут и так понятно. Это наш слуги. Непонятно, кто это. Джузеппе Пьяджи. Его высокопреосвященство кардинал Джузеппе, посол папы Пия IV, выдающийся оратор, посвятил свою жизнь служению римско-католической церкви. Мать. Баронка, влиятельный сэр Грегори, защищает интересы британской короны, распространяя влияние Соединенного Королевства по всему миру и помогая уменьшить государственный долг. При его участии были приняты важнейшие экономические решения от основания успешной Ост-Индийской компании до размещения испанских торговых постов в Америке. Барон оказывает большую поддержку рабочему классу, открывая школы для бедных детей, которые, по его мнению, должны перевести страну к новой промышленной революции. Читать не пересчитать, короче. Ладно. А я вот хочу посмотреть на всякое тут. Тут написано.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Так, ваза. Не, я думала, она нам подсвечивается. Оп, тихо. Монетка. Мне кажется, что, в каждой локации, получается, мы будем находить монетку.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Наполеон у нас тут. кто?
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Месье Жак Перю. Месье Перю. Ля-ля-ля. Так, а чё это? Это еще есть интересного? Мышка такая спокойненькая, да?
Decorum guide.
Вы получили предмет правила чего-то там. Что мы там получили? Флакон золотого эликсира. Снимает все действующие отрицательные эффекты. Можно хранить не более 5 флаконов. Угу. Спасибо.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Старой энциклопедии. Угу. Чё бы нет-то? Не прогуляться тут. Тины. Какой холл, а? Прикиньте. Прикиньте, вот как раньше жили. Вот эти все знати. Только они так и жили, впрочем. На остальных-то было вообще тоже фиолетово. Блин, нам нельзя, кстати, да? Или стой. А, нельзя. Ну ладно. Ничего страшного. Мы что-нибудь еще найдем. Угу.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Это я вообще не знаю, кто это. У меня аж это... Все, горло пересохло разговаривать. 2 серии. Так, и чего? Пуру-пу-пу. Ну да, бывает даже чай не помогает. Только разговаривать. Что тут есть еще? Еще тут нет. Угу. Монета? Еще одна? Фига. Сколько интересно здесь они... Это сколько их тут? Тут кто?
President George Washington.
А, угу. Книжка какая-то. Что это такое?
Honey. I
Мёд.
couldn't have hoped for better. An old sesterce from Roman Gaul.
Коллекционные монетки. Разбросали тут мелочь всякую. Угу.
Huh, that's me.
Обойдешься, пойдем. Еще погуляем. С кем я рядом?
Manuel Godoy.
Какой-то. Фига. А нам можно обратно? Неа. Нас посылают обратно, короче, в свою комнату. Пойдем в свою комнату. Вроде сейчас смотрели, да? Ух ты!
Oh, it's high time I hit the hay. Wow, nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
А, уромы. Что это такое? А? Странная картина. Склянка кармелитской воды. Она позволяет сосредоточиться и не расходовать очки действия на применение следующего навыка. Можно хранить 5 штук.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Угу. Здорово.
Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be a
Ну, там
son.
немножко по-другому, да. О, кстати,
Judith beheading
классная
Halfrons.
картина.
Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith
Да-да-да.
beheading her mentor.
Там
who had
было,
raped her.
короче, что он ее изнасиловал, и она потом делала такие картины. Как вы видите, она режет ему горло. Красота. Я такая думаю, ну будет, не будет такая-то
Saint
картина.
Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. The conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look
Caravaggio
like
я не
a copy,
особо
but
люблю.
I was sure the original was in Rome.
Ладно.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Данте.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Балкон еще. Прикиньте. Так, давайте потом. Мне надо тут хотя бы разобраться. То мы как-то это вперед паровоза пошли. Монетка. Так, тут это Данте. Эта картина, она о чем-то говорит? Нет. Там что-то есть.
Amber crystals.
Осколки янтаря. Красиво горит камин. Так, монеток здесь больше не предвидится, да? Так, пойдемте в эту комнату. Нет! Ты не идешь спать. Мужик, не ложись. Рано еще. Фига там кровать. Ух. Спокойной ночи, трезвенник. Успех. Я вошел в особняк, выяснил, что матушка делала на причале, познакомился с Вашингтоном, на вестибюле побеседовал с мистером Вашингтоном и нашел странную книгу на причале. Я задал вопросы, касающие матушки. Я не смог уговорить Пьяджи передать мне письмо. Я мог пойти за сэром Грегори в малую гостиную. У меня могла стоять неожиданная встреча. Фига, смотрите. Так. И типа... Ладно. Бдительно замечайте важные детали, подозрительно расположенные предметы. Убеждения давайте. Пусть они у нас будут. И... Ага, собеседника. Вот так вот. Ой. Все. Выбор манускрипта. Сейчас вы можете выбрать, какой манускрипт будет читать ваш персонаж. После выполнения задания прочтенный манускрипт принесет вам дополнительные очки навыков. Окей. Так. Энциклопедия Дэнни Дитро и Жан Лерон Таламабер. 150 ученых и философов внесли вклад в создание первого сборника научных сведений. Ага. Правила цивилизованности и достойного поведения. Трактат о хороших манерах, предназначенный для Иуизитского колледжа Ла Фреш. Искусство узнавать характер и людей по их физиогномике. Это такая чушь на самом деле. Метод анализа характера человека на основе его внешности и особенностей черт лица. Сравнительные жизнеописания. Сборник биографий выдающихся мужей, где подробно рассказан об их жизни и великих деяниях. Оган Кеплер. Научное эссе, сочетание в себе точные астрономические наблюдения и новейшие математические формулы. А, тут, понятно, читать никак. Да, давайте, пойдет. Так. Эй. Так, узнавать характер. Конечно, это бред, ну ладно. И мы поняли, что мы трезвенники. Господи, я не могу, просто такой кек. Это чё, в смысле?
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late. And we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games
Господи.
always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this? Come, take a seat, my friend.
Это сон?
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
Опять кровь из носа. Оп.
I'm coming!
Пусть стучат пока. Мне как бы...
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me,
Месье
but
де
I am
Рише,
unable
к
to
сожалению,
join you
я
at
пока не
present.
могу встретиться с
However,
вами.
rest assured that we
Тем
are
не
doing
менее,
all
мы
we
делаем все
can
возможное,
to
чтобы
resolve the case
наши
that
поиски
concerns
увенчались
us.
успехом.
By the way,
Прилагаю к письму ключ, чтобы вы смогли забрать личные вещи вашей мамы. С уважением, лорд Уильям Мортимер.
yours.
Йоус. Да подождите вы, блин. Дайте я похожу пока.
Last Judgment. Why do we
Да.
always get the most terrifying room?
Серьезно, это жуткая комната. На что напоришься, как говорится. Так, это что такое?
The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Очень усердно к нам ломятся.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Угу, я возьму его с собой.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
Угу. А нам нельзя. Жаль. Давайте вот на этом серию закончим, потом откроем им дверь, я считаю. Красиво выглядит игра. Очень много вопросов, мало ответов. Но очень интересно. Встретимся с вами уже в следующих сериях. И всем пока.